sure that all of us are emotional fools, let's put it that way, at some places where you not need to be, and there are places where you are supposed to be. And I've had people coming across to me saying that, okay, you know, we need this, we need that. And when I realized that they're not the people you need, how difficult was it, firstly, to choose those kind of people? And secondly, to actually be a part of their life story.
Can I just start off the response to this? Firstly, the kind of people and the stories that you will meet, that you will find on Dropout Private Limited, are not like what you've been used to seeing on any reality show. Okay, these are people who will never go to an audition. They will never go to an audition. They're actually busy trying to figure out venture capitalists or some kind of funding. They've actually done something. They've taken risks. They've failed, but they're trying to do something. It's a very different mindset. Okay, these guys have a future. They're going to be achievers. But the real stories of the struggle of parents not believing in you, the system telling you you're going to fail, not knowing how to go about the next step, those frustrations and looking for mentors, those stories are going to come our way. Rajiv and I, we've been obviously in this thing for many years now, decade and a half. We're used to meeting a lot of people, getting their stories, and we know what to expect. I don't think the three of them were ready for the amount of stuff that came at them. It was just actually sitting across a table, but it was moving, and some of them had a tough time. It's true. But anyway, yeah.
You know, as an entrepreneur, right? When somebody comes and interviews with us, when you're, angel investing, you don't get to know the personal side, right? This was very different. We had to get to know the person and see the business as well as that. Now, at the end of the day, I think the making of an entrepreneur, there's only one criteria, according to me. That is perseverance, grit. Is this person going to get back up again or not? Okay, I think that is the most crucial criteria for me. And that was what was the deciding factor. It wasn't, you could have the most emotional story. That was not. And you see it come through in the show. But was it tough? Absolutely, because there was no filter. It wasn't like we were looking at a company, or we were looking at a person, judging the person on just the business skills. I think this was great for us. It was a very humbling experience. As an entrepreneur, you also kind of sit in your high tower and not realize that you know of your own struggles and maybe just the people who work with you. This was brilliant to see this. It was very, very touching. I think you see how much happened.
Yeah, and I'll just add this, I can barely count how many times I have cried in my life. And throughout the season, I was sitting right of Raghu, and I have used his shoulder a lot of time to cry. Thank you for offering the shoulder, Raghu. But no, by the way, I think it's amazing what question you ask while going to this program. I never, probably, maybe I'm very cold and callous, but I never saw this thing coming. And it was amazing. I remember one person who came to the show. He was probably 17 and 18-year-old. He came from a troubled family where he saw his mother getting beaten down by the father every day. And it was amazing that, for him, actually he grew up watching Raghu and Rajiv as their heroes, as his heroes. So one, he was entrepreneur, but I think for him, it's called Dropout. But I feel very fortunate to see a lot of heroes, real heroes.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so we have time for just one last question. Who's it going to be? That boy out there.
Hi, and first of all, congratulations for launching this new show.
Thank you.
It's actually really great to see that the mainstream media is bringing attention to this, because it has always been an ignored topic when it comes to the Indian market and as well as being the Indian population as a whole. So my question is, how did you define a dropout? Did it actually mean someone who has left college suddenly, or is it someone like your promo said, someone who is tired of the system? And did the contestants already have an idea and were actually implementing it, or did they start doing it after joining the show?
Sorry, what's your name?
Shivam.
Shivam. Rajiv, myself, our entire content team, and a few other people, we got into serious debates as to who is a dropout, right? One school of thought told us, let's just take people who failed in college or school, that would be limiting, right? Because we're not here to celebrate people who don't make it through in academia. That's not the objective of the show, right? So dropout for us, and if you see our marketing campaign all over the country, right? You'll have various things. You have people who've dropped out from a job, people who've dropped out from the education system. It also includes people who may have been, but they've dropped out from the conventional way and not gone into just being, you know, the regular corporate or a doctor or lawyer because it's a family profession. So they've dropped out of a system in some sense. So the word dropout private limited is an extremely broad word for us and never to be limiting. And I think that is really what the beauty of the concept is.
Okay, so, okay, fine, let's go for it.
So I'm an engineer, I'm a fourth year engineer. So
I'm very sorry, man. Sorry to hear that. How many more years are you going to waste?
I'm in the final year last.
This one more year you're going to waste?
Yeah, just one last year.
You sure you're going to waste it?
Yeah, I have to waste it. I have to get the degree, unfortunately. So that's my point exactly. So a lot of people have to do engineering just to get the degree. But they have a lot of ideas in their mind and they want to open their own startup after the engineering ends. So is there any scope for those students like me? Like
what would be the regular route for you otherwise? Once you finish engineering, what would 90% of your batch be doing?
Getting into the mass recruiters company.
Right?
Exactly.
If you don't do that, right, and you do your own piece, you have some ideas, you want to do it, you're a dropout man.
Okay.
Right? We'll celebrate you.
That's is there any scope for those students who are in engineering itself now to come into the show?
I'll tell you. Firstly, Indians have traditionally been a scared people. We have this thing of saying, what if something goes wrong? What if our parents, your parents have that. Your parents forced you to do engineering because that's what they wanted to be when they were younger or something like that. Very sad for you, but it's true. You're not the only one. It's the story of the country. This generation is not afraid. I would say if you're in a course or a job where you do not see fulfillment, you do not see passion, success, happiness, whatever, walk away. Walk away because you think right now one of the things of your age is that you think you have a lot of time, which you do, but it's not as much as you think. You can finish your degree and then do what with it? Nothing, right? You will do your own thing. Walk away. Do it. We are actually, I hope watching this show gives some people, inspires some people to take that hard call, to save those 6 months or 1.5 years and go out and spend those 1.5 years failing somewhere so that you are primed for success. So drop out. Don't waste your time. Drop out.
Okay, I guess we've got a lot of questions answered and some motivation out there for you guys. We're going to take one final photo op without the mics with you with the t-shirt properly. And thank you guys for coming here. It was a pleasure hosting all of you here. Do not forget to watch Dropout Private Limited on Saturday at 7 p.m. This is me, Xerxes, dropping out of the stage.
हम राजीव और मैं हमारी कंपनी है मोनोजाइगोटिक और एमटीवी के साथ हम पहली बार एक ऐसा शो लेके आ रहे हैं जो आज के यूथ के लिए बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग है क्योंकि हमारे स्कूल में जैसे बच्चे देखते हैं कि पहले देखते थे कि जो फिल्म स्टार है वो हीरो है या क्रिकेटर है, मैं उनकी तरह बनना चाहता हूँ, मैं सचिन तेंदुलकर बनना चाहता हूँ, मैं धोनी बनना चाहता हूँ। आज की डेट में ये जो हमारी कंपनीज़ हैं, फ्लिपकार्ट हुआ, स्नैपडील हुआ, जितने बड़ी बड़ी कंपनी अपने ड्रूम ये फीलिंग जो है ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है।
कहाँ तक के लोग जुड़ेंगे, इस पर क्या रहेगा पूरा पार्टिसिपेंट?
देखिए हमारे इंडिया में अगर आप स्कूल में पढ़ाई कर लो और कॉलेज में पढ़ाई कर लो और नौकरी कर लो तो एक सक्सेस माना जाता है, लेकिन काफ़ी लोग खुश नहीं हैं इससे। लोग काफ़ी कुछ और करना चाहते हैं। तो जिन लोगों में हिम्मत है कि वो सेफ्टी छोड़ के, जो सेफ्टी होती है नौकरी की, पढ़ाई की, वो छोड़ के अपना खुद का बिजनेस, अपना खुद का एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप शुरू करें, ये उन लोगों के बारे में है और ये कैसे करना है वो उसकी कहानी है।
अब आप